Hello everyone, it's Quinn. I'm here to tell you a very short story about the first time I saw a full apparition ghost. Well, my mom's friend's daughter, Anne, went missing, and I had information about where she was because she was with my boyfriend's cousin. So, um, Anne and her family lives across the street from the cemetery, and legend has it that where their house is built, that was part of the slaves cemetery, and they just built the houses right on top of the cemetery. Every time I would go over to Anne's house, her mom and grandmother would be putting salt all around the doors and windows, and they have garlic everywhere, and it was just weird, and I didn't like going over there. But we were sitting in the living room. The living room faces the kitchen, and I was sitting next to my mom, and all of a sudden there was a tall black man wearing a white, he had a white like t-shirt on and blue jean overalls or coveralls, and he had these boots. One boot was tucked inside of one of his coveralls were tucked inside of his boot, and one of them was, on top of it. And he was walking, and he drug his left foot, and he was walking towards me, and my mom kept talking to Anne's mom, and I kept like tapping her. I was like, hey, 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 and she kept saying, Quinn, what, I'm talking, don't interrupt grown people when they're, having conversations. And he just kept walking towards me and towards me and towards me, and I was like, just looking like this. I can remember that. It was so scary because, he was literally in the darn living room by this time. And so I just stood up. I was like, hey, it's time to go. We have to go right now. We got to leave. I can't be here. We have to go now. And my mom was like, are you okay, Quinn? I said, no, I'm not okay. I'm sorry, spitting. We need to leave now. I was 16. Yeah, I was 16 years old. And so my mom, she knew that I could see spirits and, have communication with them and everything. And so she told her friend that, if they needed any more information from me, they can call. I did give them the address and phone number to where her daughter was staying, and eventually they found her. She came back home and was mad at me for snitching. But if you're in danger, which I don't know, the guy was like 6 or 7 years older than her. So I did what I had to do, and that was my very first time seeing a full apparition. Completely like you see me, and that's how I'm seeing him. And they told me the next time I went over there was that it was a man that died that lived in the house, and every night around that time he would get ready to go to work. And so he would do his rounds, he would put on his clothes, he would walk circles around the kitchen area and then out the front door. And they heard the sound of the door opening and closing. Then he would come back in from work about 7 a.m. and they would hear the front door open and close, but it was not really opening and closing. They would hear him taking off his boots and everything, but it was really scary. Really, really scary. And my second time, if you were interested in hearing about my second time seeing a full body apparition, really, really full body, that kind of creeped me out, and I didn't really know what to do then. But if you're interested in hearing